Take the Great Wall of China in your head, right now. Those famous stone battlements, snaking over mountains near Beijing. Those sections represent a small fraction of the wall's actual length. Most of it was made from dirt, rammed earth packed tight. Sections built that way 2,500 years ago are still standing. The story starts around 700 years before the Roman Empire. China wasn't one country yet, it was a collection of competing kingdoms. Their walls were first built against each other, and then against nomadic raiders from the north. The method: pour soil into a wooden frame, layer by layer, and beat each layer flat. The compressed earth came out, close to stone in hardness. The Shanxi and Gansu provinces still have sections of this, standing today. They also built watchtowers at regular intervals, with fire and smoke signals relayed between them. In 221 BCE, one kingdom conquered all the others. The Qin king became China's first emperor. He faced a new threat: nomadic horsemen called the Xiongnu, raiding from the north. They could strike a farming village and be gone before any army could respond. His answer was to connect the walls of three kingdoms into a single frontier line. He assigned his best general, Ming, to oversee the project. The workforce was 300,000 people. Soldiers, conscripted farmers, and convicts all deployed to the northern frontier. Enormous numbers died, from exhaustion, from starvation, and the brutal northern cold. A legend emerged from this construction. A woman travels to the wall to find her husband and learns he's died. Her grief cracks the wall open and reveals his bones inside. That story became China's collective memory of what this project actually cost. The Han Dynasty pushed the wall westward, into the desert. There was a narrow land corridor between two mountain ranges, leading towards Central Asia. Whoever controlled that corridor controlled the Silk Road. The challenge: the corridor ran through the Gobi Desert. No stone, almost no clay, and very little wood. Han engineers layered branches of desert shrubs, alternating with gravel and packed sand. The branches gave the structure, the same reinforcement that steel rods give to concrete. 2,000 years later, these desert walls still stand at over half their original height. The year is 1368. The Mongols, who'd ruled China for a century, were expelled. The new Ming dynasty faced the same old northern problem. Their response was the most ambitious wall-building project in history. Over roughly 2 centuries, they rebuilt the entire frontier in fired brick. Each brick about the size of a large hardcover book, fired to the hardness of stone. Billions of them, produced in kilns burning along the frontier, from east to west. The mortar holding those bricks contained an unexpected ingredient: a sticky rice. Scientists analyzed Ming wall mortar in 2010 and found rice starch inside. The compound in glutinous rice bonds to the hardening lime and fills tiny cracks. The result is more water-resistant and more crack-resistant than plain lime mortar. Those mortar joints have been holding for 600 years. Ming builders found this by trial and error. Scientists explained it in 2010. Every brick was also stamped with the kiln, the supervising officer, and the year. If a section failed, the records showed exactly who was responsible. Officers were fined, demoted, or punished for substandard bricks. Supply chain accountability, baked into construction, 6 centuries before the concept had a name. Supplying the workforce was often the harder challenge. 300,000 workers required roughly 200 tons of grain per day. That grain had to travel up to 1,500 kilometers from the farming heartland. Much of it was consumed by the supply carriers before it ever arrived. Under the Ming, garrison soldiers were stationed permanently at the wall, with their families. Their sons would maintain the same section of wall after them. The mountain sections near Beijing were built on ridges no road had ever reached. Those ridges go steeper than 45 degrees. Builders created stepped stone foundations that followed the natural slope of the mountain. Natural rock outcrops were incorporated directly into the wall as anchor points. Drainage spouts were built into the parapet at regular intervals. Without them, pooled water would freeze each winter and crack the foundations apart. In the steepest sections, no carts, no sledges, no animal transport. Workers formed chains, passing bricks and stones hand to hand up the slope. In winter, construction crews poured water on the slopes to create ice surfaces. Stone blocks that couldn't otherwise be moved were guided down those ice slides. The wall itself was only half the system. Every few hundred meters stood a watchtower. 2 floors, room for 10 soldiers, no external doors. Entry was through a hatch in the floor. Pull the ladder up and no enemy could follow. Each tower was positioned so soldiers could see the next tower in both directions. The signal code used fire at night and smoke by day. 1 fire and 1 cannon shot meant fewer than 100 enemy in the approaching force. 5 fires and 5 cannon shots meant 10,000 or more. A signal could travel 500 kilometers in a single hour. Faster than any horse, faster than any courier. The fastest communication on Earth until the telegraph in the 19th century. You've probably been told the Great Wall is visible from space. It isn't. The wall at its widest is about 9 meters, roughly a 2-lane road. From the International Space Station, you can't see anything smaller than roughly 40 meters below. China's first astronaut confirmed this after orbiting in 2003. China corrected its school textbooks. The bodies in the wall story is also false. Excavations across every dynasty have found no human remains inside wall cores. Bodies were buried near construction sites, not sealed inside the structure. The wall's military record makes a similar point. Genghis Khan bypassed the existing frontier defenses in 1211 with minimal difficulty. The Mongols had conquered all of China by 1279. The fall of the Ming dynasty is the most striking example. In 1644, a Ming general at the wall's most fortified eastern gate faced a choice. A rebel army had taken Beijing. He opened the gate himself. He invited Manchu forces in to fight the rebels who'd taken the capital. The wall's most defended section was surrendered from the inside. The sections tourists visit near Beijing today are largely modern reconstructions. Battling was rebuilt from ruins, starting in the 1950s, using new bricks and modern mortar. It was designed to look like the Ming original. Less than 10% of the Ming wall still has its original brick facing intact. And that facing wasn't simply eroded away. After the Qing stopped maintaining the wall, local people began removing the bricks. Dense, well-fired Ming bricks were premium building material. Farmers used them for houses, for wells, for field walls, for 200 to 300 years. The wall's been continuously dismantled for longer than the United States has existed. Historians now argue it was never primarily a military barrier. It was a frontier administration tool. It funneled merchants through specific gates where taxes could be collected. It controlled movement between the empire and the steppe. As a boundary for trade and administration, it worked. As a wall against a determined invasion, it almost never worked. The wall you pictured at the start of this video never existed. What did exist was messier, more human, and far more extraordinary. The most impressive thing about the Great Wall is what it reveals. About the people who never stopped building it. There's plenty more to uncover. See you in the next one.